Hi ladies, I'm Karen Ray. I am the founder here at Fave Lifestyles, and we are on a mission to hashtag celebrate 1 million women, and today we are honoring Kristina Johnson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, it is so fun to be here at Prohibition Cellars. They are our in-kind sponsor and coming alongside of us to help celebrate women like Kristina. And today we're drinking our favorite Chardonnay, and we're loving it.
Very good.
It is so good. It's so refreshing, and they're just such a wonderful place to come and celebrate and gather together with friends. And oh my goodness, so we have our events here. And we are going to be having our big event, our launch party, December 7th, 2024. And the information will be coming out on that pretty soon. But we're going to be talking a little bit about behind the scenes today of Kristina's story, on what it's like for women to come and write their stories, because we're going to save a lot of the story itself for when the book comes out in December. So, well, welcome, Kristina.
Thank you.
Yes. So why don't you tell the ladies a little bit about yourself, about what you do, and just something of interest.
All right. Well, I was born and raised right here in Washington. I've been in the medical field for over 20 years doing, back office medical assistant stuff, and now I'm a surgery scheduler at a busy orthopedic clinic.
Wow. And it's interesting. Her story is one that includes several medical situations and circumstances. So I'm going to just read just a little bit of an intro here for you so you get an idea of her story before we start chatting, because it is just a little bit interesting to take that sneak peek into the story. So, we're going to be diving into behind the scenes, as I mentioned before, about writing her story. Kristina has faced incredible challenges, from a life-altering leg injury to battling breast cancer. And through it all, she has embraced courage and resilience. In our conversation today, we're going to explore the pivotal moments that compelled her to tap into her inner strength, the hurdles she overcame, and the wisdom she gained along the way. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty of finding strength in the most unexpected places. And I think to cap that off, there's also a beautiful, beautiful piece of forgiveness within this story. Yes. So let's just chat a little bit. So when I came to you, because I have known you for a little bit and I knew a little bit about your story, and so then we launched this mission of hashtag celebrating 1 million women, and asked you if you would write your story. So when I came to you and asked that, what kind of was going through your mind?
No hesitation at all. I thought it's a great story to tell, triumphs, tribulations, perseverance. I think I was one of the first people to submit it, actually.
You
I
were.
think I wrote it in less than 24 hours or something like that. So.
And I love that, because you seem to have such a passion for wanting to share the story, and not just the story, the circumstances, but some of the things that you learned along the way. And I think you recognized how powerful that was. So as we were talking to other women to write their stories, what would you say to them?
Just do it. It's scary, but it's empowering. I learned a lot just by writing my story, which I know inside and out, but I think it's empowering.
Yeah. So what were some of the emotions that you went through as you were writing your story? Because, sometimes it's hard to have your story, you've gone through it, just like, I'm not sure I want to relive it.
No, I think with the leg injury, I think it's been so long that I forgot how much I went through, and to bring up those old feelings. And I think with the breast cancer, with it being so new, it's not even been a year, I think, oh my gosh, it's a lot to take in. But I think with the leg injury, it even helped me more to forgive.
Oh, okay. And we're going to get a little bit more into that too, so the girls know. So let's just talk a little bit about the story so they understand a little bit more about. So you had a life-altering surgery.
Yes.
So just give a brief overview of the story.
So actually this month will be 9 years in August. I went in for a routine knee surgery. I had played sports for many years, had some degenerative issues, and thought, okay, this is going to be the fix. After the surgery, I had extreme leg weakness, had no feeling in my upper leg, And at the time, I knew something wasn't right, but the doctor was like, oh, you're just not using it. It'll be okay. And then like a few months later, he kind of figured out, oh, and I have a permanent femoral nerve injury to my leg. I have maybe 10% function to my leg. And I have to either ambulate with a cane, which I've done mostly up until recently, and we can talk about the brace that I have a little bit later. But it's been a struggle. People tend to judge you by the way you look, and but it doesn't define who I am. It just makes me hungrier.
Mm-hmm. And so as you were looking at writing your story, and you're going through all these different points and walking through now a new challenge, did that help you kind of as your book of proof, I got through something really difficult, I can do it again?
Yeah,
or what was behind that?
I think so. I mean, when you have a life filled with challenges, any kind of challenge, big or small, another challenge prepares you. You're already prepared. This one is a little tougher than the leg injury, just because it's breast cancer, and we also are defined by certain things with women, and it's been tough.
Yeah. So so here Kristina's telling her story of her leg, and then yet still going through a new story. And I think there's so many women of that, and so I think that's one of the things I love about sharing those pieces of being brave, is that there are little glimmers of hope that you can grab onto. So ladies, I have to tell you, I actually, as I was going through her story today, I cried. So have a box of tissues, and it's a cry in a good way, because I was so moved by a couple different things in your story. One of the things, so first of all, before I get to that, let's talk about kind of what was one of the pivot points of you had seen somebody on TV as regarding your leg.
So I was probably at the lowest point of my leg injury. I had just been told that it was permanent. I never watched the nightly news. That night, I happened to be watching NBC Nightly News, and Lester Holt said, hey, we have a feel-good story, stick around. They showed a clip of a gal with bilateral leg braces who was paralyzed from the waist down, hiking the Appalachian Trail. And my first thought was, I need to talk to her.
Oh, wow.
I watched the story, and I cried so hard. And I reached out to her on Facebook. Her name is Stacy. I sent her a private message about my story. She told me about the braces. And I think the next day I emailed the brace company and got a response right away. It took a long, long time for the brace process to come through. And Stacy and I to this day have never met, but we're still friends on Facebook, but we've never met in person.
Oh, isn't that the power of social media?
Yeah.
So this brace is like a bionic leg, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like new technology, isn't it?
It's very new technology. I'm actually the first person in Washington to receive the brace. First time ever that they ever saw an insurance company cover it the first time through. When I wear the brace, I don't have to use my cane. Before the breast cancer and I had gotten my brace, I was doing a 5K every month in the brace. And it was so empowering and just made me feel normal again. So, yeah.
Isn't that interesting that a brace could make you feel empowered, make you feel, like you said, normal?
And people stare at me, but in a different way, like, what is that? I've had so many people come up to me, actually a gentleman who was wheelchair bound. I was at one of the wineries, and he came up to me and said, may I ask what this is? And I told him my story, and I gave him the information, and so.
Wow. Yeah. And I think I remember you talking about this, how like your brace and stuff has now become a conversation piece to bring hope to other people.
Correct. Yeah, I get stared at in a good way now.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
So.
Yeah. And just to bring your smile and to know that, maybe there's some hope for that other person too. That's what it's really about.
Yep.
And so you have talked a lot about these unexpected, I think it was unexpected, unexpected circumstances, but the things that learning out of those circumstances were unexpected gifts, if you will. And so one of them that you mentioned is about forgiving the doctor who worked on you.
Yes. He, was a doctor, a surgeon, and, they have their nose to the ground and, surgery after surgery after surgery. And when something goes wrong, I think sometimes people don't know how to react to that. And I ended up transferring my care from that provider to actually where I work now, to a wonderful surgeon who's now retired. But a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, I found out that this provider who did my initial surgery was going to be working where I work at my clinic, and I did not know what to do. I started panicking. I thought that I had forgotten all about it, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I, moved on. No, I didn't. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to continue working there. He knew that I worked there. I never said anything until I went to actually leave the company that I actually came back to work to. I wrote the surgeon and his wife, who is also his physician assistant, a card and brought them a bottle of wine, and he came into my office and talked to me before I left for the day. And the first words out of my mouth to him were thank you, and he started crying. And he said, we actually should be thanking you. And I think that he needed that more than I needed it. And when I decided to stay with the company, and he found out that I had breast cancer, he was the first person to come into my office and say, please tell me this is not true. And he cried. And I just think that it was something that he needed more than I did. I had more time to process. I wrote a letter on my phone. It's not a very nice letter. I never sent it to him, but it was just me getting my feelings out.
Yeah. Wow. So. This is the part in the story that made me cry. To have that, like you said, you felt that he maybe needed it more than you did, but that forgiveness, so just to kind of clear that space to move forward for everybody too. How beautiful is that? And that just shows your heart as well, and that is so beautiful. Ladies, I'm just so excited for you to read Kristina's story, because it is full of so many little golden nuggets, and a couple of them, we talked a little bit about this before we got on camera too. There was a couple little quotes, and one of them, let's see if I can remember now, is about the moment.
Yep, live for today, and worry about tomorrow, or think about tomorrow when it gets here.
Yeah.
Well, none of us are guaranteed a tomorrow, so.
Yes, and you also talked a little bit about circumstances.
Yep, we don't get to choose our path in life, but we can certainly choose how we walk that path. I haven't always walked the greatest path, but I think where I am now is leaps and bounds to where I was.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot about myself. I've met some incredible people throughout the journey. I wouldn't change anything about it.
Yes. So who are some of the people that have come alongside you that have just really made an impact?
My mom, of course, you. I have some very close friends. Dr. Ratcliffe, who was the surgeon that I transferred my care to, was like a father figure to me. The first time I sat with him and he met with me, he got about as close as we are here, and he cried. And he said, Kristina, I've been doing this for 35 years and I've never seen anything like this. And he was there through the end, and he's still there for me now. He found out I had breast cancer and reached out, and he's told me when the book comes out to let him know, and he wants a signed copy. So Dr. Ratcliffe has been extremely instrumental. Again, friends, family, people that I just meet. When I got the breast cancer, Dr. Johnson, she has a great last name, by the way.
Yeah.
She has been super empowering. She's a very kind individual. The nurses at the plastic surgery office that I'm now going to, just amazing, amazing people.
Yeah, and I think this is one of our pillars at Fave, is to surround yourself with amazing people, because we have so many amazing ladies right here at Fave, and you don't have to do it on your own. Nope. Life is richer when you surround yourself with the right people, and that's just really what it is. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, these lovely little golden lessons, and we didn't ask for these, and today life looks different than maybe what you thought was going to look like, and yet you are still so appreciative of where you're at.
Absolutely.
And the beauty that you can bring and that you see in your life now. that's really special. So as we sign off, is there anything you would like to, any parting words you'd like to leave with the ladies?
I just want to tell everybody thank you all for sharing your stories, and it's very important. We may not know each other personally, but you never know what your story could do or touch somebody, a stranger, somebody's friend of a friend. So keep doing what we're doing and helping each other out and being there for each other.
Yeah, awesome. Ladies, and so you can still share your story at favelifestyles.app. Go to www.favelifestyles.app and you can hit the celebrate button, and there's a place to read the stories and be inspired, or to actually submit your story, and it's interview style. So there's 16 questions you go answer, and it'll take you through your story and also what you think about being brave and what that means to you. And one of the things that I know a lot of the ladies have said is that once they wrote their story, they realized that brave meant something different. So what does brave mean to you?
Brave is just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other, day at a time. Sometimes it's just an hour at a time, but you just keep on pushing forward.
Yeah, keep moving forward. So ladies, move forward with us, and we will be back next time to celebrate another woman. So have a great day. Bye now.
Thank you.